Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. This is the weekend review, and we're going to start over in Germany. But before we do, fellas, how's everyone doing this weekend? I know y'all smiling. I know why, but how y'all doing?
See both your ugly faces as well. Let's
No,
do
I
this
mean,
shit.
what happened is Tottenham fan hacked into our shit. So,
Ah,
yeah. So,
that's a
anyways,
better
let's
effort.
start.
That's a better effort than their team gave today. So good on him, whoever that is. Come
Or
on,
her.
Team James Madison.
Let's talk about the Bundesliga. All the top 16s face each other this weekend. Leverkusen, it's getting annoying now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying in the sense that I don't care when teams take the lead against them because I'm just like, can you just hurry up to get to the point where they equalize? We'll probably win the game. It's whatever. Like I'd rather them just win the game or just not go behind, by a couple of goals and shit. It's boring now. But yeah, look, they're inevitable, man. I'm personally loving it because I know there's a lot of fume in some Bayern circles. It's like we won 11 in a row, but we never done it unbeaten. It's like yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah, at this point, I feel. I mean, like every sport, every context, we're all helpless. We have our superstitions. We have the things we do to make the team play better from home. But when it comes to Leverkusen, I'm just minding my business now. I tried to hate on them the last 2 weeks. It didn't work. I'm just minding my business. We'll see where it all ends up. I think these assholes might do like an undefeated league plus cup treble thing, like which would be ridiculous. Like Real Madrid is hiring Xabi tomorrow.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think their real juju plug is Boniface and his grandma. When his grandma came, that's when she installed it fresh from Niger. She came straight from Nigeria, and she's the plug. That's why.
Hey man, I feel like Granit Xhaka would take exception to that. Albanians got their own juju as well, but we can't talk about that at a later date.
That's fair.
War Eagle. This isn't no what's it called either, Auburn. Do you guys think they're gonna win the Europa League and the Pokal?
I think so.
Both? I mean,
Yeah.
Pokal for sure. Who's left in the Europa League? They're playing Roma in the semis.
They got Roma. They got Roma in the semis, and then they have, if they beat Roma, they play Atalanta or Marseille.
Yeah, I see them winning. Honestly.
It's long for those other teams, man. Like I like those teams. I like Atalanta. I like Roma. Marseille are shit.
Atalanta, if they play Atalanta in the final, that's probably the team that has the best chance of beating them, I think. Purely down from a coaching perspective. Yeah.
That sounds about right, coach. So I like that shot. But the better guess is that these assholes are about to do an undefeated league season plus treble, which is crazy.
I think that's great, man. Bayern can say they've never ever done that. That's fantastic.
Nah, man. What we really need to do is tell Pep, like, Pep, you haven't done that. You need to go back to Germany. Like, go there and go do your bullshit. I'm tired of that nigga, man. He needs to go, man. I'm tired of that.
Leave us alone. The terrorism is enough. Bayern Munich and Frankfurt. Harry Kane got a double. It just is what it is at this point. I mean, I could say his goal was really good. Mbappe's cast out. Mbappe told him to go, and he went and scored a banger against Bayern Munich. So every touch of that goal was really good too. It's like every single facet of that goal was just amazing. So good for the kid.
I think Harry Kane now needs 7 goals in 3 games to equal or beat Lewandowski's record. I actually wouldn't bet against him. I wouldn't bet against him.
I wouldn't bet against him, but I also wouldn't bet on it. It's a lot of goals. It's a lot of goals.
Yeah. I mean, he literally might walk away with 4 goals in the next league game, but they won't because they're going to obviously rest in players for the next, for the return leg. So, yeah. But they were in full sort of, we're in Champions League mode. Like, Jamal Musiala didn't even make it to the Allianz. Like, they were like, we're not even going to take a risk. I know he had something before the game.
Yeah, he's carrying something, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what, but they think he'll play in the Champions League semifinal.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there was no risk at all. Yeah. The back four, ironically, the back 5 exactly the same back five that played against Arsenal. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, I saw Muller starting the game, bro. Just like, yeah, they're fully in CL mode, man.
Low key, and I hate to do this because I have very little respect for Thomas Tuchel, but the fact that he's managed to construct a solid defense that comprises of Eric Dyer is something that impresses me. I'm sorry. Like, we all know where Eric Dyer comes from. We know what kind of player he is. We know his name. We know the way he plays. And this man is a part of a solid defense that's in the semifinals of the Champions League. That's not so bad. Thomas Tuchel.
Yeah, I can't wait till Vinny gets his hands on him. That's all I'll say.
Like, I can see it in his eyes. He's just like, I want it. I want Vinny to run at him.
When I'm through with you, oh my God, you will see.
So, real quick on that Hugo Ekitike goal, like, I think it's the nicest compliment ever to Manuel Neuer that every touch of that goal basically had to be perfect to beat him. Like, that motherfucker is so good. He's so big, so fun. You guys know who Neuer is. Let's move on.
Terrifying.
Yeah, let's. The football gods. They're gonna mention him a lot this episode. The football gods are funny. Jadon Sancho scored a banger, and the football gods are like, you know what, Jadon? That goal was so nice. It's gonna make you guys lose 4-1.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
I enjoyed it because, 2-man strike partnerships, both of them scoring. What more can you want? That's the coach. The coach has done his job. Simple as. Yeah. I just have to say though, I think this was months ago at this point. I still stand by it. I've never seen a more obvious Liverpool signing than Lewis Openda. Genuinely.
I'm not sure they can afford him anymore. I'm looking at the release clause language. They just spent 80 million that didn't quite hit on what's his face, Darwin. Yeah. I'm not really sure they're about to spend that much more on Openda because that's what Leipzig is talking about. And the release clause for him only comes into effect not this summer, next summer. So they're probably keeping him this year. Then they're trying to charge people 80 million next in 2025.
Well, I'm reasonably certain that Liverpool are getting rid of, a nice bunch of players, kind of thing. They'll be able to figure something, and they got Champions League football as well. They'll be able to figure something out if they want to go for him. But he just looks like a very obvious Liverpool signing for me. Like, I'm not going to be a fan of it, but yeah, they're if you're looking for the goals replacement or some sort of output replacement for Salah, like, that's your man right there.
Oh, man. I'm so glad you said that name because I can't wait to talk about that motherfucker. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm tweaking. I want to do it. Oh, fire. My spirit.
So the Bundesliga standings as is. Do we talk about Stuttgart? Yes, Stuttgart. They play Leverkusen, obviously. What's it called? Missed a bunch of chances. That's why I just remember when I saw Garassi.
Yeah.
That dictator face. Missed a lot of chances. So unfortunate for him. However, let's look at the standings. Leverkusen are in first place, obviously champions with 81 points. Bayern Munich, are in second with 69. Very nice points. Stuttgart are in third with 64. Leipzig are in fourth with 62. Dortmund are in fifth with 67. And Frankfurt rounded out in sixth with 45 points. Let's talk about La Liga. Real Madrid and Real Sociedad happened on Friday. Like we mentioned, La Liga takes care of their own. They know Real Madrid has a Champions League game. They said, we're going to let you play on Friday. And what Real Madrid decided to do is just rotate the whole entire squad. And they still won. I'm very impressed with the depth that they have. They can still rotate around like that and still give someone like Militao minutes for him to come out. And they didn't even play Jude. Jude just sitting on the bench, just, playing around with his vapors. with his Preds. So good for him.
I'm very glad I got to see an Arda Güler goal, to be honest. He's just, I'm at the stage where I know we're fattening him up for that eventual move to the Wenger Dome. So yeah, keep doing your thing, bro.
Listen, you and Gabby keep talking about this shit, and I don't want it. I don't want it. Fuck all that. Get that fucking kebab merchant the fuck out of Arsenal. I don't want him there. We already did that. It didn't go that great. When you really think about it, it was nice, but
I'm victims of circumstance. That's all it was. Victims of circumstance. That's literally what it was. No, but jokes aside, though, like, you have to look at the fact that Modric is of retirement age and he's still able to go away to a team that was playing Champions League football this season and have a good game. Obviously, didn't last the course, but then again, Militao, who had an ACL this season, is getting minutes. listen, man, this squad, then any of the players that they lose this summer, it's the players that they want to lose. They have no issues losing because look at who didn't play, and lets you know exactly how deep this squad is. I mean, they're playing Kepa, there's so much.
The big ultimate takeaway from me was that I'm out on the Zubimendi sweepstakes. I know he's been linked to Arsenal for a long time, and I watched him play against a heavily rotated midfield of Modric. He's nice. Dani Ceballos, he spins, and Chouameni, he's very nice. He just didn't make an impact. He just wasn't on the field. He wasn't on the screen. He didn't pop off the screen at all. They dominated him. So I can't imagine how he would have done against Jude and the rest of them cats. Valverde, that motherfucker ran over him 20 times in that game. So I'm good on that. But that was my takeaway from it. They probably deserved. I mean, I know there's no deserve in sports, but I thought Sociedad played well in the first half at least. They should have gotten a goal or two before Goulart scored the goal, but Real Madrid, it's their season.
Yeah. Las Palmas, Girona beat them 2-0. Girona going to Champions League.
Yeah.
They're going to Champions League. I mean, that's, that is very impressive. And Savio, I mean, we got to investigate Man City because why are you getting Savio? Whatever.
We know why. We know why.
We know why.
Why do we have to investigate City when the Premier League won't do it?
Fair enough. And your boy scored again, Dovbek.
I know. Yeah. That's my Kovacic region. Honestly, just reminds me so much of him.
That's a good
No,
shout.
seriously, it reminds me so much of him. It's insane, and I really hope he finishes top scorer because they're not going to get anything else out of this season other than obviously Champions League football, which is huge for them, obviously. But yeah, man, the penalties in this game, in La Liga, in fact, this weekend, the penalties in the La Liga this weekend were fucking shocking, honestly. Like, we're going to jump into Serie A, and the penalties in Serie A this weekend were night and day, absolutely fantastic. But some of them today were this weekend were just shocking. Like, Dovbik's one should have been saved that he scored. The one that he missed, obviously, was tapped in. But genuinely shocking stuff.
And then Atletico Madrid and Athletic Club was 3-1. Obviously, there's racismo in this game. Nico Williams is very nice, but I'm tired, man. Like, it's like every weekend in this league is just like, yo, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Atletico Madrid won and whatever, but it's just tired of this shit.
Honestly, man, I'm gonna offer a take. I don't know if it's hot or not. Y'all can pop it in the microwave if it's lukewarm, but it's not happening to me, obviously, because I'm sat at home watching this shit. But I'm kind of just over it at this point. On some, you know what? That's just hoop, man. That's just hoop. If you can catch motherfuckers, catch them. But just having to talk about this shit, having to read the reports about, I'm just tired, man. I'm tired. I just want to focus on what we like. When we started this podcast, we wanted to talk about football. That's all I want to talk about, and that's not to dismiss the importance of what's going on, but I'm tired, bro. And shout out Nico Williams for at least getting a moment to at least shine on these motherfuckers a little bit. And apparently they've identified at least one of the culprits from the monkey chance in this game.
So
what you're saying basically is you're not Benjamin Crump.
Who?
Do you know what's funny though? Atleti put out a statement, right, saying that they stand against racism, but it's like, I'm not saying, and again, I really don't want to talk about this, but they could do so much more. Do you know what I mean? They genuinely could, and that's the thing that just always frustrates me whenever these kind of things happen. They really could do so much more, and they actively choose not to.
Coach, I have a question for you.
Go on.
You know this is La Liga. You said they could, but they won't. So that's not a question, more of a statement. So,
right.
That is true. I mean, look, they don't even have flipping goal line technology, man. They ain't gonna fix racism. They're not gonna fix racism for at least another 150 years, bro. So
even then, they're gonna double down.
Yeah.
Probably. I will say this much. What I really meant to say when I gave that lukewarm take was that I'm not black. I'm OJ. On we go.
You know what's crazy about that? I finished watching 30 for 30, and you know what? That's a whole other top for another place. Anyways, I want to go back to Real Madrid real quick. Manchester United football fans, I need you to understand. Rodrigo's not leaving. Okay, stop trying to fantasize that Rodrigo's going to leave Real Madrid.
How do you know? Maybe he's not available to you. No, I'm joking. No, to be honest, look, Real Madrid will get rid of who they want to get rid of, and I feel like there's a surprise there. There's an opportunity there potentially for some.
No,
For
there's
someone.
not.
There always is.
Yeah,
There's always someone to pick up on the bargain bin from Real Madrid.
yeah.
They got too many bodies, man. Like Endrick is coming in. Mbappe is supposedly coming in. Like niggas not gonna play, and there's nothing footballers like to do more than play. So if you don't have the minutes for somebody, someone's gonna get shaken loose, at least on loan.
This is true.
Genuinely, I do see an opportunity there. Or it could just be a thing where Ancelotti says, "Do you know what? Fuck this. I'm going 4-2-4. Like a genuine 4-2-4, and then everybody."
Let's look at the La Liga standings. Real Madrid's obviously first with 84 points. Girona are second with 71. Barcelona have played 32 games. They play Valencia tomorrow. They're in third with 70. Atletico Madrid are in fourth with 64. Athletic Club are in fifth. They're in fifth with 58 points. And Sociedad are in sixth with 51 to round it out. Let's go over to Ligue 1. I had so much fun laughing at this game. This first game had me in tears. Rennes versus Brest, 5-4. The reason why I like this game is because you know who scored the winner for Brest? Last name Brazier.
Yeah. I knew this was coming, and I'll be honest with you, it was such an amazing header. Like it felt like it was worthy of the win. Like coming in literally the 96th minute of 7 minutes of extra time, it felt like a worthy winner. Sorry to sidetrack a little bit, but I think news has just come in now that PSG are actually champions. Now,
yeah, they are. They are.
Yeah, that is hilarious because we all knew it. It's just it's very anticlimactic to say the
that's how it
least,
should be. I think when you're in a league where one team wins the league every year, this is how they should decide it. It shouldn't be with them actually clinching the title themselves in a game that they played in. It should be some random shit like, oh, Monaco didn't do this, so PSG won again. Yeah, so until they fix that league and get some more players on some more teams, this is the way it should end. It's fair. Yeah, but you think a motherfucking named Brazier would be holding Brest back, but apparently not.
No.
Keeping them bouncy. Armand Calimendo, our guy. Listen, there's some players on Rennes that I just generally like. I like these. I like some of these players on Rennes, man. Calimendo's another one of those. I don't know what they're doing in France. They just keep getting all these like young, talented, like just black people, but I'm a big fan of it. So he scored twice today, so good for him. But yeah, they lost.
Tosin, it's probably the oppression. It's probably all the oppression.
Yeah,
when you mix niggas with oppression, wonderful things can happen. Listen,
PSG
coach,
tie.
don't judge me. Like I said earlier, I'm not black. I'm OJ today. All right, deal with it.
I know. This is not shocking for any of our regular listeners. He said way worse.
PSG and Le Havre was 3-3. PSG don't care, man. They won the league today. So what's the real analysis on that?
I think Goncalo Ramos' header was absolutely outstanding. Alan Shearer would be so proud of it. But genuinely, the Ayew goal, even though it took a deflection, was a great goal. But to me, I feel like PSG should surrender their crown because they let Ayew score against them personally. But
and that goes for anybody that plays in Crystal Palace. If you let Ayew or Musa score on you, you should be sentenced to The Hague and to Guantanamo Bay at the same time.
Question for you guys on PSG. A bunch of the other teams, like the relegation type teams, the presidents of those teams have complained that PSG is rotating before these Champions League games and basically shitting on the league because they know they're going to win it anyway. And they're kind of destroying the integrity of the competition by allowing, like PSG play Le Havre today. They're fighting for their life at the bottom of the table there. And they rotated. Now they got a point out of this game, which in theory, you think PSG should beat Le Havre at home. But they didn't. Mm-hmm. Is this a valid complaint, or should people just mind their own fucking business and win their own games?
The way I see it is tough. Don't be a relegation team. How about here's a suggestion. How about you just be good? Have you ever tried that? No?
But that's hard, bro. Ask Spurs.
That is true.
My 2 cents is tough titty. You be all right. Niggas get shot.
More like breasts, he said.
Niggas get shot every day, B. You
Sign
tough.
a nigga named Breast here.
Yeah, okay. Lyon Leo and Mets was 2-1. That was a fun game. Jonathan David didn't score. We got an assist. Still not going to leave, but got an assist, so good for him.
Yeah.
Not even here we go. Here we stay.
No, I'm just saying he's got more. He's got more goals than like is it Aubameyang? That's all I'll say. You know, and Ben there as well. So yeah.
Well, sorry to burst your bubble. Abba scored today. So.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
In the first minute.
Do you know what? It's actually so fun. Do you know what? I've actually got the game on in the back just now. I just realised. Yeah.
Nice bookshelf, bro.
I didn't know you could read.
Bold of you to assume that I can.
Fucking
I didn't even know you can read. Every day you learn something new about your friends. Lyon and Monaco was 3-2. That's why won the league, because Monaco lost. So by mathematics, we had to bring out goddamn arithmetic. And that's why PSG won, because of arithmetic.
I won't lie to you, Fofana's goal was so good, and the finish reminded me so much of Pato's goal against Barcelona. Really, really good goal. That run and finish.
That kick and rush goal.
Yeah,
that overrated piece of shit goal that Heung-min Son scored like 2 seasons ago. Like that same bullshit.
No. But it was better than that. It was better than that.
Nah, Son's was better than Pato's. I'm sorry. I hate to admit it, but it just was. I'm sorry. Like,
before we move on.
Okay. Sorry. No, I have to, because one was against Burnley, the other was against Barcelona. Let's not take the fucking piss there, guys.
Listen, man. A goal is a goal is a goal. Okay. If you score against fucking the Dog and the Duck pub and it gets on the Puskas list, it's still a good goal. It doesn't matter who you scored it against. I'm giving it to Son. Okay, that's all he gets today because he got nothing the fuck else. Okay. Gabriel and Saliba said no, so I'm doing charity. Be nice, coach.
If you're listening to this podcast, take a shot every time you've heard a shot about Tottenham. Speaking of Lyon and Monaco, there's 2 players here that I just don't understand why they haven't got big moves. Yusuf Fofana and Maxime Kakare. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm just dumb, but I don't understand how those 2 haven't got moves yet. But I think they're really good players. So
I think they will eventually. I think Kakare is probably on the move this summer. Can I ask though, do you think he goes... Has he made any recent France squads? I can't remember.
No, he hasn't. He's probably going to go to Olympics, though.
Okay, cool. The Olympics will probably have some scouts looking at him, and he might get a move off that. That's the way I see it.
I feel like he's like mid-table England or top 8 Bundesliga player. That's the kind of player he is. He's just so little, That's I know that's a weird way to judge a player, but he's so fucking small. Like I wouldn't want him in my midfield. Even though
he could do well in Italy as well, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Napoli potentially. Like he could.
Thiago Motta's getting the job at Juventus. Apparently, he could do a little job.
I saw that. We're gonna get to Serie A, but honestly, like, why wouldn't Juventus just die? Like, I'm fed up, man. Seriously.
I'm gonna give you something funny when we talk about that. PSG was obviously champions, 70 points in first. Monaco is second with 58. Brest keep bouncing. They're in third with 56. Lille are in fourth with 55. Nice are fifth with 51 points. And Lens rounds it out with 46 points. And they're currently losing to Marseille. So, let's move on to Serie A. Inter and Torino. Look, man, they got a guard of honor. Hakan Çalhanoğlu got a brace. Inter's just nice. They're just levels above everybody else. There's really nothing else to add to that. They're just nice.
Yeah, I watched more of the parade festivities than I did the game itself. I just watched the highlights, and I saw Benjamin Pavard dancing, and I've never really liked him as a player. But in that moment, I decided, you know what? I respect you, sir. The amount of rhythm this white boy has. Like he was out there looking like Timothée Chalamet, bro.
Wait, do you know why he's got rhythm?
Oh no,
he might be Creole.
Oh,
okay.
All
right. I thought that was gonna be worse. I thought that I was so scared of where he was
going. I was terrified. Terrified. As you guys can tell, we have PTSD from what Tosin has said and done. So bear with us, please.
Shout out to Inter. I think because they won the title during the midweek, we didn't really get a chance to really venerate them. But they've had a fantastic season. Simone Inzaghi, I hope he stays at Inter. He's a perfect fit with the club. Fantastic coach. I can't say enough nice things about them in Italy. They've been the best team by far from the beginning to the end. Like there's been no doubt about who was going to win the league. And from where I sit right now, they're favorites for next year already, regardless of what they do in the transfer market or they don't do. So shout out Inter.
They're
Shout out for now.
suffocating.
Go ahead.
They're suffocating. You know who else they just signed? They signed Taremi.
Taremi, yeah, Mehdi Taremi. I just don't know where he fits. I don't know what the plan is there. Or is he supposed to be a
36.
backup?
He's a backup.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
so
a backup.
He replaced like Alexis Sanchez and Arnautovic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And also fuck
Napoli,
Porto.
Roma too. Congratulations to Andres Villas-Boas, by the way. He ended someone's 42-year reign. So he's the president. He's been doing side missions for the last 10 years of his life. He just decided, you know what, I quit coaching.
Yeah, some niggas just want to live an interesting life, man. Y'all just wait. I'm gonna quit this podcast in 2 weeks, nigga. Just watch. Shit, I'm trying to be Dino Villas-Boas, nigga. I'm trying to do some cool shit. Go drop some F1.
He definitely. I'm curious to see his LinkedIn account because I'm so certain that he updates it. Like he does this just so he can update it. Basically, he does the randomest shit. Like one day you're gonna see that next to his name, former Avenger or something stupid like that.
Former plane stewardess for John Terry, if you will.
That story is fucking hilarious.
I think the funny thing about that clip is that John Terry was talking as if him doing that, yes, Villas-Boas probably made a mistake by trying to do that. But the way John Terry was so hilarious to watch someone have no self-awareness about the fact that they look like an asshole. It's crazy. And he's always been that way.
Yeah.
John Terry was like, why is Rio Fred not talking to me? You abuse his brother racially. What do you mean, why is Rio not talking to me? What is wrong with you?
You know, I think the saddest thing about this whole John Terry thing is that nobody truly has publicly just eviscerated him for this shit. Like when they've had him on their show or podcast, I say, you know what, John, you're a big racist piece of shit, and we know what you are. Like nobody has done that, and people like him just walk through life just assuming that that nothing is wrong because nobody said shit to them.
Well, here's the thing about that, Coach. Think about the kind of person that would invite John Terry onto their podcast.
It won't be us.
They would do it, but we would also not invite him onto our podcast. The kind of people that invite him onto their podcast probably don't think too far away from him. So, it is what it is.
And also, John Terry made his whole family on Instagram have 26 in their app. So
that is the most John Terry thing ever. Oh my! I can imagine he probably has the JT initials on all of the doors in his house, something like that. That just I can imagine.
Oh man! Now I'm thinking about Wayne Bridges' baby mama again. This is crazy. Let's just move on, man.
Is he?
This nigga is horrible, man. John Terry is horrible.
Napoli 2, Roma 2. I actually watched this whole entire game.
Why?
My biggest.
Oh God! No, go, Tosin, go on. But
no, Coach, say it first. I'll tell you why I watched this whole game.
Oh my God! I saw something today that made me understand, and I hate it, but it made me understand why people look down on the AFCON, right? Sometimes because, no, for real, guys, you have to hear me out. Guys, listeners and watchers, please.
Tosin, mute his mic. Mute this nigga's mic.
No, seriously, no, seriously.
Reservation. Mute this nigga's mic.
No, for real. Go and see what Anguissa done when he went through on goal. That's all I'm gonna say. What Anguissa did when he went through on goal, I have in fact, no. Deen, go Google it right now, please.
This is not good radio, bro. This is not good.
I don't care.
You gotta move on. Mute this nigga's mic. I'm not watching that shit. No, I'm not.
It's the worst. Put like this, yeah. All I could think of when he did that was full power, Charlie.
Listen, man. Listen.
Was it Chalet and NGER?
Now in theaters.
No, for real. Now that ball definitely ended up in the theater somewhere. I'm sure of it.
Well, here's the thing, Coach. When you have spent the last 3 seasons of your career dominating nursing homes, that's what can happen. You haven't been held to a high enough standard.
No, oh my God. When we actually launch this pod tomorrow, I'm gonna tag this chance because it is the most egregious thing I've ever seen. But yeah, Tosin, please go.
So the reason I was there, obviously, you see a Serie A ball here. My homegirl had an event today. Shout out to Naomi. So she invited us, and went to go watch this game. So I watched the whole entire game. And the biggest takeaway I could take away from this is that Victor Osimhen is a man-child in that league. the things that he was doing to that Roma defense for 90 minutes. It wasn't even just like 1 minute. It was literally from minute
Pulling
1
them apart.
to minute 90. I literally, for the first time in my life, I understood racism. I got it. I was like, you know what? I was like, this is a big black nigga. And he's just running.
Honestly,
running at you niggas all day.
The entire cover of this pod should just be O.J. Simpson, to be honest with you. Like, like it feels like we're coming back to a theme over and over again. Maybe it's just me, but it feels like we now, you know? But
no, but all jokes aside, Osimhen was by far the best player on the pitch. And it wasn't even close. Like he was setting people up and trying to score at the same time. And he was so pissed at Kavicha.
So how come he only scored a penalty?
Because he just was going full power Charlie as well.
There you go. So coach's AFCON point comes back. We're full circle.
No, for real, not. This honestly, it's gonna change your life. It made no sense what he did.
Fine, I'll watch it.
No, I gotta watch it.
Continue, but I will
you
watch
guys
it.
do your thing. No, you guys do your thing. I gotta watch it again. I need to understand it still.
And Tammy Abraham came off the bench and scored a nice little header. So good for Tammy to finally get his legs back. So proud of Tammy. Got braids now and everything. So good for Tammy.
Yeah.
Bologna and Udinese was
with his head.
Hey, they didn't teach me that much in school. Bologna Udinese was 1-1. I was very, very disappointed in Maduka Okoye for that goal that he let in. Real light-skinned behavior. I was not happy with that. Did you see the Bologna goal?
No, I didn't actually.
I did the Salamakers goal, the free kick that kind of sailed over his head like the Seaman goal from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I just don't expect anything from a light-skinned nigga, unlike you. I don't know why. Just because he's motherfucking Nigerian, you've been giving him props all fucking season, like, oh, Maduka Okoye, he's improved so much, Udinese, blah, 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 blah. This motherfucker has never been good, will never be good, and that's just what it is, man. Accept it now, okay?
But yeah, it's very unfortunate that, Thiago Motta is leaving to go to Juventus, which is funny to bring up my point because we did a quiz today at the event and they said, who's the most hated team in Serie A? Guess what everybody else said?
Juve, obviously.
Of course. Someone said it might be Lazio. I said,
No.
Yeah.
I told you.
About to Congo. Oh my God. Sorry, so it's like this nigga was in a game. It's like he was in a different game from the game he was playing in. It's like, why would you use that technique? Like, what are you doing? Even Gabby Jesus wouldn't do that.
It was a field goal.
Yo, you know what's the funniest thing about it? If you stitch that at Aaron Wan-Bissaka's chance, it's literally two opposites of each other.
Oh my Lord.
You know what? I know what happened. His dreads are too heavy. His dreads are too heavy. His dreads are too heavy. They were pulling on his fucking brain, and he decided to do something dumb. Not on his head, on his brain. They're that heavy.
Oh man.
This is bad finishing all day. Let me turn these highlights off. It's going to affect my performance on the pod. So, I'm trying to step up.
Speaking of bad performances, Juventus and Milan was 0-0. And we just have to tell you guys that both the managers are leaving at the end of the season. That's the biggest takeaway from that game.
Do you know what though? Just to be fair, because I know we have at least one Juventus fan that's a listener, right?
Okay.
What up, Tony?
For the life of me, I can't remember his name's Tony. Yeah, shout out to you, Tony, man.
Well, that's what I'm calling him today. I don't know that that's his name. It's probably Mike, if I'm being honest.
I don't know, unfortunately. Sorry, but
hey, Gabagoo.
You know who you are when you're gonna listen to this anyway. And yeah, shout out to you, man, for being a loyal listener. But it's not that I hate Juve just because for whatever reason. I only hate Juve because I'm human. So it's not personal per se. But what I will say is, if there was less cheating, we'd still hate you, obviously, because again we're human. but at least then it's more on merit of, do you know what? We're just haters, basically. But the cheating just makes it feel more justifiable. But yeah, look. Motta's going to come in. He's going to make a bunch of shrewd signings, and you'll probably push. The Derby d'Italia next season is going to be crazy. Like, I see it being absolutely a real tactical,
Okay. All right. Okay.
Of course, it's not a competition. Listen, if they really get Motta, because to me, there's nothing to suggest to me that Motta's not going to come in and be an instant hit straight away.
Of course, I agree.
Yeah, if they make the right signings, I still think Vlahovic needs a little bit of help. But yeah, the Inter Juve game next season is going to be nuts. I'm calling it now. It's going to actually be crazy.
Okay, all right. Well, I will be here.
Yeah.
To laugh.
Let's look at the Serie A standings. Inter's obviously champions. They're first with 89 points. Runaway. Next team close is Milan in second with 70. Damn, 19 points. Whew. Yeah. That's some Football Manager stuff. Juventus are in third with 65 points. Bologna are in fourth with 63. Roma are in fifth with 59 points. And Atalanta are in sixth with 57. By the way, Adamola Lookman scored a really, really good goal today. I was very impressed with the Yoruba boy today.
Yeah, it was a really good finish. And he almost scored something similar again on his left foot a little bit later on as well. No, I really hope he can. It'll be nice for him to actually win the Europa after missing out. Oh, this I can't believe it. Oh,
yeah, this nigga talking about Juventus next season, man. Fuck you and Juventus, nigga. When the champ's in the room, you shut the fuck up with that shit. What's up?
I'm gonna call it. No, I'm gonna call it now. I actually hope Atlanta win it. I think Lookman, for his performance in the AFCON, deserves to end the season with some silverware. So yeah, Atlanta, I'm fully behind you.
Yeah. Let's move on to the Premier League. Liverpool and West Ham was 2-2. I enjoyed that so much, mostly because of what Salah and obviously
you bloody fuck you. You bloody. That's what I imagine it.
That's a little racist, bro. I'm trying to say a lot of production today, but that's the most racist shit anybody has said on this topic. Like, why would you call Maduka Okoye a cracker? Why would you say something like that? Huh? Oh shit, we back to Salah now. My bad. What do you think he was saying? Let's all hazard a guess. So we've heard coach's guess. Tosin, what do you think? What do you think
that's what Klopp was saying.
What is happening?
Now it's less racist and that's just funny.
Klopp Party asked Salah, why are you celebrating Christmas as a Muslim? And then he got mad.
And it kicked off.
I probably set him over the edge.
Like, why are your teeth so fucking white, nigga? Fuck wrong with you? He has teeth. You remember fucking teeth and glasses, bitch? Fuck you.
Hey, those were the teeth you had in our first training session. What happened?
What happened to them teeth? He was just like, look.
But
it was funny.
It's crazy that they that Liverpool. I mean, essentially, we could be having this exact same conversation without the Salah bits from the midweek loss to Everton, because I suppose that's where the title challenge ended for them. But if we're being, I just want to be fair to Liverpool fans. I really shouldn't be, because Jamie Carragher is an asshole. However, you guys have had a wonderful season. Like, in retrospect, you're going to look back on this disappointment right now. I get it. Like, if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be hurt too. But you got to look back on a season where you're basically rebuilding your entire midfield, where you missed out on all your number one targets. I remember Lavia was supposed to go, didn't go. Caicedo was supposed to go there, didn't go. I can't remember what else y'all missed out on, because I'm not a loser. But you guys basically rebuilt on the fly. Also lost your manager halfway through the year. You had to announce it so you can negotiate with new managers. And you stuck in until the final 5 weeks of the season in the title race. And you won a cup earlier this season. I'm sorry, that's not such a bad season for a team that's rebuilding.
And it's the Conco Below Cup.
Well, you would know.
I'm an expert.
Now, bro, I've said a lot about Liverpool this season, but my biggest takeaway, and probably the biggest positive I feel like Liverpool fans should probably just try and hold on to is the fact that the two teams that are better than you this season are not just any sort of scrubs. Like, one is a bunch of unrelenting cheats, and the other is just a very, very good team that's had to suffer bad, probably suffer just as much as you've had to suffer, kind of thing, to find our way there and get to a point where we are so damn good, where a team that has Mohamed Salah, Van Dijk and Alisson and Trent and whatnot can't really get near them, basically. It's not, you shouldn't feel bad that, oh yeah, we bought it. You didn't bought it because I don't mean this in a horrible way, but Arsenal are better than Liverpool, isn't it? And there's no shame in saying it. Arsenal are a very good team, and Liverpool stuck the entire way there. Literally, there's 3 games left, and now, okay, a 5-point gap is open, but there's 3 games left. Do you know what I mean? There's no shame in that. Like,
I have to interject.
Go on.
It's too much Liverpool praise. It's disgusting.
No. Let me land on this point here.
We don't have to talk about them again for the rest of the year. So do it now. Yeah. They're done.
How many games did they go without Salah, Trent, and Alisson? And they were just doing their thing. Like they were doing their thing. So there's no shame in that.
What if they were just like schedule bullies? Like what if they had run into Sean Dyche in December? And you fucking put up their ass back then, huh? How about that? Okay, jokes aside though, good season for Liverpool, definitely. This game, I wouldn't say it felt like a microcosm of their season. That's not exactly what this was, but we're not surprised at the result here. Like once West Ham took the lead, Liverpool came back, and we weren't surprised that they conceded again because Liverpool has been open all season, regardless of who was playing or who wasn't playing. Liverpool has that's been the difference between them and the other 2 teams. So Arsenal, because Arsenal has been way more solid at the back than City, I would say, and the stats show that. But Liverpool have just been too open, so that's why all year I've just kind of felt like they're gonna fall off at some point. They just have to. You can't defend like that and win a lot of shit. You can win the Conco Below Cup, as our friend did once upon a time. Him and his fraud ass manager, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. Arne Slot in theaters now.
Challenger.
Wolves and Luton. Luton's going down. Just is what it is.
Well,
Thank you so much for entertaining us. Thank you for your small stadium, but you're going home. Ryan Aït-Nouri did some disgusting things with the ball this weekend. He did like a little Rabona in the middle of the pitch. I was like,
that's just a regular Saturday for him. He does this every match day, man.
Yeah.
Like it's interesting. I've seen some chatter about him lately on the internet about some of the bigger teams needing to look at him and get him for 50 million or whatever the quote was. And I'm just like, listen, man, are we like what era? We need to decide what era we're in. Are we going back to this 4-4-2 shit where defenders can defend? Or are we going to get these fraud ass niggas that can dribble too much that don't want to defend, because he can't defend. That's my issue with him. He doesn't defend. Yeah. Fantastic player, great technique, but he can't defend. So I'm not interested personally.
Dean, I have a question for you. Is this Cancelo culture?
Man. Let me answer this question real quick. I say this with the utmost respect. Fuck you. Move on. That's funny as fuck, nigga. I like that.
No, that was great. No, genuinely. But it's true though, like all these fullbacks that are attack first, defend whenever the fuck I feel like it, basically. That's all. Yeah. That's all fun and good if you're not trying to win shit. Like, that's fine. And if you're not trying to win shit, that's fine. But if you are, you have to get a little bit. So you can only have space for one of those in your entire defense, and they can't be part of your first team. Basically, I'm looking at you, Mr. Crybaby. But genuinely, like, there's, I love watching him play. But yeah, a serious top team is not going to buy him to go into their first 11. Absolutely, you can't.
Listen, I have said this before to people. There's a reason why Kyle Walker's starting over Trent in the Euros. Yeah. You need guys who can defend.
Yeah.
Like, the point of your fullback is defend. I know Ben White is technically a center back, but Ben White is a grown man who knows how to defend first, okay? That's why he's playing there, because he can fucking defend.
And he tickles goalkeepers as well.
Ben White is the GOAT.
We'll talk about that soon.
Ben White is the GOAT.
Fulham and Crystal Palace. That game was a bit of a mess, but Jeffrey Schlupp's goal.
Oh, good Lord.
Man, listen. I thought we were back in 2006. I was like, Lord Jesus.
Well, I've always liked him. I can never actually quite pin him down like on an actual position. I just know he's a good player, good technique, but he feels like a very much just a career utility man. Yeah. He's basically Black James Milner, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's fair. and that's not a diss. That's not a diss. That's a compliment. No. James Milner was fucking amazing. Greatest in Yorkshire.
You guys know when except for Yorkshire Pudding, James Milner made his debut in 2002. He's playing with guys that are born years after he made his debut.
Wait, what the fuck?
And he's still here.
Is he at Brighton still?
Yeah.
Man, everybody's broken at Brighton. I haven't seen him in months. Real quick, we were talking that full power Chale shit a minute ago. That's exactly what I was thinking when Jeffrey Schlupp did what he did this weekend. I was like, wow. But the shit was actually accurate. Like, it was a fucking missile, man. Like, I don't know. Like, so every time someone scores a good goal, I think, is this better than Garnacho at Goodison Park? And
That's
I'm not
not,
a big...
I feel like that's goal of the season, man. Honestly speaking, that's
Garnacho?
That's goal of the season, man.
Okay, yeah. So, all right, fine.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of good goals. I mean, had Ben White meant what he meant against Chelsea, that could be a contender, but he didn't.
Excuse me?
He didn't become.
Who meant what?
He didn't.
So let's move on. Fight this nigga. Fucking hater. Fucking hater.
Newcastle. I don't even know what word I can use for this. I need another adjective. They beat the shit out of Sheffield United. How about that? That's real standard words.
What's that aggregate score on that? 11-1?
Something like that.
Shit. Was that the team they beat like 8-0 at some point?
Yeah.
Damn, that's wild, man. Damn. These niggas out the league,
and Bruno. Yeah, they're officially relegated. Yeah. Officially, they're the first team.
Hey, fuck you, Chris Wilder.
Congratulations.
I hate that nigga's face, man. I hate Chris Wilder's face so much.
Just seems smug.
He just seems racist. That's what it is to me. Like, I feel like he would shake my hand real polite, then lean in in a way where you think he's gonna say something nice, and he just goes, "Haha, nigger." That's the vibe I get from him. That's the vibe I get. Like, he just seems like an undercover racist. Like, I don't know. He's probably a good guy. My bad. Let's move on.
Yeah. But yeah, Bruno G and Isaac scored, and that's really about it. They got their ass beat, and Anthony Gordon's really nice. So that's the takeaway.
Isaac's first goal, though, like, goodness gracious me, that movement there, I just got Cavani flashbacks. It was just insane. And I know Sheffield United have some of the worst centre backs in the league, but some other centre backs good centre backs would have trouble with what he did there, because he ran across one, then dipped back in, then went back out again. That was about 3 different runs, basically. He's made a run for every single defender, basically, in the defence, and confused them all, and has got through clean on goal. Fantastic striker play, honestly.
That's so well said, Coach. And I've just come to realize that Arsenal has spoiled me, because I don't see people trying that shit against the guys that play at Arsenal. They just knock you on your ass, but, that's just me. I like defenders that can defend. I don't like Austin Trusty. Excuse my French.
Again, Man United Burnley. Remember I mentioned earlier the football gods when I talked about Dortmund? Anthony scored, and the football god said, "Yeah, we ain't gonna let you win this game." And Burnley scored.
Anthony cannot score a winner. Fuck that. Fuck that.
No. No. We already had it against Arsenal. I'm not gonna let that happen again. That was too far.
Yeah. They said his celebration was like for his baby or something like that.
Yeah, the United stand leaked it, of course. Goldbridge and them leaked it, and then he ended
have like a exclusive relationship with them where he just talks to them. Like, doesn't that tell you everything? So here's the thing, right? United, right? Because your fan base is interesting, to say the least, but there's some fans in your fan base that still defend this guy to this day. And if there's any reason to know what kind of person he is, the fact that he is in bed with the United stand or whatever, lets you know exactly who he is. Like, Anthony is one of the, genuinely, and I don't mean this in a nasty way, but I think he's one of the most detestable footballers in the league. Not only is he one of the worst footballers in the league, he just seems like a complete and utter piece of shit. I'm sorry. On pitch, off pitch, everything. Just a bitch.
I mean, the Main United podcast edition is out if y'all want to listen to us talk about that. They did ask Peter. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh, I was going to say, they asked Peter Schmeichel today, Alan Keyes and Richard Gray, they asked him about Tuchel, and Schmeichel was kind of like shied away from the conversation. But those links, again, a little bit heavy now with Tuchel and United, so who knows?
I don't like that. I think it's just more of the same, going after a big name. Like, I think United, I'm thinking all this whole Ineos fuss, the whole reason we went through all this, sale with the Qatar and all this shit, was to change the way you motherfuckers do things. If you go for a big name coach that's going to come in and start demanding certain transfers and all, you're just doing the same shit all over again. Just clear out the motherfuckers on wages that aren't really worth it anymore. Clear out the motherfuckers that can't play. Get some young, hungry players in. Like we've seen, I'm not saying there's only one way to rebuild a club, but we've seen some good examples lately. When Klopp got to
Arsenal.
Well, I don't want to toot the trumpet too much. Actually, you know what?
I'm
do a
gonna
coach
say that.
impression now. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm doing a coach impression.
No, this
All right,
nigga.
I'm British, and I say all kinds of goofy ass shit.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Where's your Nike Tech?
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
when I put the hat on, I realized it wasn't Nike, so I was like, this don't work. It doesn't work anymore, so I took the hat off.
But yeah, I mean, listen, Eric 10 days, Eric 10 Hague, he's gone. That's all I know. So
yeah, what did you make of his
I mean,
whole? We're the most exciting and thrilling team. Like, why is he saying these things, man? What's wrong with him?
He's bald.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, in another life, he'd be a very, very prolific Yoruba man with women because he's the biggest gaslighter I've ever seen in my life. How can you say that in front of my salad? We're one of the most exciting teams. I have watched United so much this season, and I have more questions every time I do because I see some shit that I just can't explain.
Listen.
Maybe he means
before we move on quickly.
Neutros.
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna say this: when he made those subs, right? He took Kobe off. He kept Eriksson on. Brought McTominay on. McTominay ended up getting hurt. He took Rasmus off. You have a 6'4" Ethan Wheatley. Yeah, the kid's young, but I remember when Sir Alex Ferguson were losing to Everton 2-0 and the young Chris Eagles came on.
See, this is why they can't prosper. I remember. That's what's wrong with your club. The fans,
but no, listen.
Managers, we're going to them. You're all crazy.
I'm going to go full circle. Listen, point is, a real coach looks at his bench and doesn't be a coward. And it's like, look, I'm going to call this young nigga up and just throw shit to the wall. But at the end of the day, listen, he wants to play Anthony all game. So whatever. Anyways, man, we drew. No longer going to get top 4. So we got Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Brighton, and Newcastle and City left. So Godspeed.
Before we move on, I want to do a quick musical interlude for the podcast. All right. Can I get mic check real quick?
Turn them up.
Y'all niggas enjoy Europa.
Who says we're gonna get Europa? We might never get a conference.
Whoa! You're in the FA Cup final. You're definitely playing in Europe, bro.
Damn. Everton, Brentford 1-0. I have a question for you guys. Do you guys rate Amadou Onana like that, or like?
Honestly, that's heritage right there, man. Honestly, I don't know if he could be a solid starter for us, but if you're looking at our midfield rotations, having a player like that, I don't think you can ever go wrong. He doesn't have to be the main man, but let me tell you something right now. You got a tough Champions League game midweek, and then you go away to, I don't know, whatever the fuck, Chris Wilder is managing in next year. I don't know. You want to be able to throw in a
Mordor?
Yeah, you want to be able to throw in a Amadou Onana and just say, you know what, we're going to give Deckers a rest, this game. You go out there and just turn it into a care home, basically.
I don't know how I feel about this. I think not at the price they're going to charge for him.
And that's why I asked, because I'm seeing James Garner bench him, and I'm just like, hey. But that's
nice though, man. He's nice, man.
I know, and that's why Erik ten Hag is a coward, because you let him go because you're a coward. Anyways, Everton, they survived officially. So shout out to Big Sean Dyche. Do we think he's gonna pull out that tracksuit again, or like is he done with the tracksuit?
Do you know what? I think that was one of the most brain chemistry altering things I've seen, because there's no way that man should be wearing it. I can't. I know he's an ex-footballer, but I just can't imagine it. Why is he in a tracksuit, bro? Really? Like,
why not? It worked.
No, I can't accept it.
It literally saved their season, coach. And you're named coach. All you do is wear tracksuits. Why would you not support a fellow coach wearing a trackie? What's wrong with you?
Okay.
It's because it's not Nike. That's not his fault.
No, let me explain. You have to understand, I don't know how to dress. So that's the key thing here. So
are you saying Sean Dyche knows how to dress?
Well, have you seen some of those suits? He's looking like Pat Riley in the 1980s. I can't even lie, bro. Like, let's be real here. He's looking nice.
Pat Riley is fuming right now. If he's listening to this pod, he's fucking fuming. Ain't no fucking Versace on that bald ass motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Fuck you mean, man? He culture in this bitch, baby.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness gracious. This just went off the rails. Aston Villa, Chelsea 2-2. Do you guys think that goal at the end should have counted?
Here's the thing. Fuck Chelsea, bro. I couldn't give a fuck, man. Like, any bit of misfortune that befalls them, I'm not joking when I say this. When the second goal went in, and I told you guys, listen, I was running around my room doing this, the 3 to the dome. I was so happy because I feel like any bad shit that happens to Chelsea is never enough. It genuinely isn't. So I was disappointed that Villa couldn't hold on despite Villa being, annoying to our season. But here's the thing with refereeing. Next match day, you're probably going to see that goal given. And that's an issue for me. It's always going to be an issue for me. I don't know if it's... Put it like this. Look at Newcastle. I don't want to talk about Arsenal, but look at Newcastle, basically, early in the season. What Joe Linton done to Gabriel. Do you know what I mean? It's pretty much the exact same situation. There has to be just a genuine consensus. You can't just... Especially stuff that is game-altering like that. If it's something where it's like, it's a free kick halfway line, whatever, cool. When it involves a goal, you have to take so much more care. And they don't. They actually don't.
You know what, Coach? I'm going to disagree with you slightly. What you're saying is probably right. Probably the moral way to go with this. But I just think we kind of need to view games as their own independent, in their own silo. A game is a game. What happens in that game, the ref in that game, the way he refs the game, it's all different. Like, we've both seen the same foul before, you and I. We agree on most things. We've seen the same foul and gone, I've gone, that's a foul, and you've gone, no way, and vice versa. So there's never going to be an objective truth about most fouls, really. So maybe I'm just old at this point, but I've kind of made my peace with the subjectivity of this shit. Sometimes it's going to go against my team, and I'm going to be very unhappy about it. And I'm going to say a lot of disrespectful shit to people that don't know me on this podcast. However, I think it's okay to not expect Michael Oliver to ref like Anthony Taylor. Because first of all, Anthony Taylor is way bolder than Michael Oliver.
And fatter as well. Let's not forget that.
Which is crazy because he wasn't always that big, but Scott Steiner will find him one day. Scott Steiner will find him.
Conor Gallagher scored a banger. It was funny because they just let him be.
Yeah.
They were just like, whatever. Adrian Rabiot.
Do you know what it is? It's almost like teams giving space to Draymond because they've marked Curry and Clay. They're like, yeah, we'll just let Draymond have it. It's fine. He's like, oh shit, he's actually sunk it.
but you know what though? We kind of violating this nigga a little bit. Remember Crystal Palace?
He did score some bangers.
He scored a couple bangers in that season. And that's where he should actually be.
He actually scored one this season against Palace as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he did. A late winner for that matter.
Season,
late winner, So he has that in his locker. It's crazy. As much as we want Chelsea to go back to parking cars on their sideline and shit, which I hope happens eventually in League 5. It's disgraceful as fuck. I mean, I know they already got rid of Havertz and Mount and all these other motherfuckers, but it is crazy that the guy you put the armband on for most of the season is someone that's being looked at as, oh, we're just going to sell him in the summer. It's crazy to me that a club would operate in that fashion. Like, even by Chelsea standards, that is so classless for me personally. Like, and he's a youth player. Like, he grew up there and everything. Like, it's not like you bought him from Germany or some shit. And it's wild to me because he's the only one. We don't rate him here, but he's the only one that's been consistently there and working hard the whole season and fronting up for interviews after all these shitty fucking results. And they're gonna fucking sell him, probably at a fucking loss as well. Like, I know it's all profit because FFP or whatever, but it's a shame. It's just a shame.
I hope he goes back to Palace. That's what I hope. Yes, because that's why I want revenge. I want revenge. Yeah, I want revenge for that game where he essentially just ran over number 5. Like, I need my revenge. So yeah, let's go back there. Right, we've done you at Chelsea now a few times now. Let's go back there. Right, and let's get a real get back. But yeah, generally speaking, the game itself, Chelsea in that second half was probably that arguably might have been their best performance this calendar year. Like, they were really I think I went in front.
I think Pochettino's going to stay.
Well, I mean, they can't fucking afford to fire him.
Exactly.
Are they still paying AVB? Hey, listen, he needs to add to his LinkedIn profile, professional scammer. Like,
brother, they're still paying Winston Bogart. Get the fuck out of here, man. Chelsea's a shit club. Fuck these niggas, man. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Brighton lost 3-0. Roberto De Zubo. He has been very bad this year.
Nah,
I know they lost players and all
I
of
can't
that.
let that slide. I can't let that slide. You need to take that back.
Well, I was about to say. I was
This is
about to
fair
say.
analysis, bro. You can't say Roberto De Zerbi has been bad this year.
No.
Look at his
Listen, what I'm
team,
about
bro.
to say.
Okay.
Listen, what I was about to say.
All
He's
right.
lost a lot of players. He's lost a lot of players.
There you go.
He's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of context as to the results. At least they're still in the Premier League. He'll get another shot next year, and hopefully his players are more healthy and he gets a more balanced squad next year. However,
I was going to say, who do you think has done a better job this season? Him or Eric Ten Hag?
The spiky hair.
No, it's a legit debate. It really is. Because if we're just looking
at, I take him at my club?
You take De Zerbi at your club?
No, I wouldn't.
Why is that?
No, I'm a nutcase. I want Kieran McKenna at my club. So
no, that's a reasonable thing to want. But I think, put it this way: people that are smarter than all three of us combined really rate Roberto De Zerbi. I've seen my manager copy his build-up. I've seen Pep copy his build-up ideas. This is a good manager. I don't care what he's done this season. Like sometimes, it's like the Havertz thing at Arsenal. It's like you got to remove people from the context sometime and just imagine what they would look like in a better environment where the players aren't fucking dying. Like you mentioned James Milner, and I thought he was retired. That nigga's been hurt since like September. That's crazy. Like Brighton's been really unlucky with the injuries, and they're playing teenagers in midfield.
My only thing with De Zerbi is you're almost 50. Why are you still spiking your hair? That's my only issue.
That is true.
That's because he's bald, bro. Like allow it now. He's bald. He's just trying to let it last forever.
Yeah, that makes sense. However, Bournemouth's coach, he's doing things, man. He's doing a lot of good things this season. I'm very impressed. He's even got Justin Kluivert finishing like his father. That's how I know he's a good coach.
His father wasn't that great a finisher, but that's a topic for another day. He just wasn't.
He's a scorer.
Like, put it this way.
He's a scorer of good goals.
Kluivert was as good a finisher as you're claiming he is. His child wouldn't be light skinned.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm out.
Yeah, Iraola, man, I can't help but be impressed. You start your career in England with was it 9 straight losses or not winning in your first 9 games, and you then get the record number of points for that team in the Premier League, bro. He might not be there that long. Maybe Man United needs to look at him because he's a good manager, and people really rated him in La Liga as well. I didn't really watch him there, so I'm not going to pretend I did, but clearly he knows what the fuck he's doing. And he's Basque, so he must be good. All the Basque managers are good.
Yeah. And he did bully United in 2012. He was the captain of that Bilbao team, so
Oh shit!
Which actually was a little bit of full circle moment. Munayin was part of that team as well, and he's announced he's leaving, or is he retiring? I can't remember.
Yeah, he's
leaving.
He's leaving Bilbao as well. End of the season. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, was Ander Herrera on that team?
Yep,
he was. That was 2012. That was 12 years ago. Yeah, football heritage.
Honestly, that whole policy they have is a scam. I see why they do it now. So niggas like us remember who the fuck they are. Because there's no reason why any of us should remember 2012. That was a shit fucking year. I mean, the world ended in 2012. What the fuck are we doing here? Let's be honest. The Mayans called it. It's just a simulation, niggas.
Speaking of simulations, Nottingham Forest lost to Man City 2-0. Chris Wood's tweets from 2012 loaded up on the timeline, and I saw it, and I was like, makes sense why he played the way he played.
Listen, man. I mean, I was never gonna trust some motherfucker from New Zealand to fucking swing the title odds in my favor. So I'm good on that. I expected nothing from this game, and I got even less than that. Nottingham Forest created some good chances. I mean, they were beating City on XG at the end of the first half. Like between him and Colin Hudson-Odoi, honestly, man. Y'all lucky I don't live in England, man, because I would have a gas can in my hand and some matches in the other hand, because that stadium doesn't deserve to be standing after the bullshit these niggas did today, man. Fuck, man. I thought it was gonna be a great weekend.
You know what's crazy? I had the game on as we're recording the Arsenal pod, and I kept looking back, and every time I look back, Forest were looking to do something basically,
observing,
but
noticing.
Yeah, but generally speaking, look, I'll be very real with you. I don't watch City games anymore, innit? I just don't. I just don't watch them, and I like to think that we're at that level now where teams just don't bother watching us as well anymore. For most weeks, especially, I can imagine today's game being 3-0 up. The amount of the ratings Sky must have had just plummet after that third goal when it must have been crazy. But anyway, there's no point to me in watching City games because Pep has taken the jeopardy out of any. Pep is very much, I feel like, the perfect manager for that club, basically, because everything they do, there's no risk in it. There's no risk, there's no jeopardy in what they do. So that Forest game that they drew last year, it was just like they drew it at a point where it didn't really matter. It made no difference to the season, basically. You know, they won it today because they had to win it, basically. It's one of those ones. So there's genuinely no point in watching City games, especially in the last 10 games. Just don't do it to yourself. There's no point.
But Pep still had to earn his money today, though. He had to make changes to actually get the win.
Yeah,
you know, like I hear.
Yeah, I mean, but it's nice when you can bring on someone that you're paying under the books $950K a week. Do you know what I mean? So
the good finish from him though too.
Yeah, it was on his right foot. But again, you're paying him $950K a week, which literally nobody else in the league has the capability of doing.
Hey, but I'll tell you this much, my nigga. Is niggas in League 2 making that much money, according to Roy Keane.
Last game of the weekend was Arsenal and Tottenham. I was giggling. I thought it was hilarious how bad Tottenham is. Mickey Van de Ven is fast as shit though.
Yeah, so. but that's good for him. I mean, he could have been faster to stop 3 goals going in, but he couldn't. So there's that. But yeah, Dean, the floor is yours, man. You know, me, Gabby, and Mitch. You know, talk shit about Tottenham, talk great about Arsenal.
Wait, Dean, before you go,
I can't wait to listen to that.
I have a quick thing I want to say.
My
favorite thing about the whole entire game was Tottenham fans giving it up.
Arsenal giving Tottenham 2 goals in the second half just gave it the proper vibe of a North London derby because, you know, there are no big victories for one team in a North London derby. It's going to be ding dong the whole way, you know. And I don't know. I thought it was a very professional performance by Arsenal. Like this is a team that can show different faces. Today, they kind of knew that, in a derby, the home team is going to come out and try to dominate the ball and all that. And Tottenham didn't really create much. I mean, there was a Romero header, I remember Son blasting it over the bar late in the first half after we were 3-0 down. But beyond that, it's just been a bunch of whining about penalties they didn't get and shit like that. You know, like this was, for me, a total domination. Their first goal came from our goalkeeper passing them the ball. Their second goal came from us, technically. I don't know, man. It's not a foul. It's not a foul if you kick any ball on the field, is my position on that. And Declan Rice kicked 2 balls. So for me, that was a cheap ass call, and them niggas should not have got a free penalty off that shit. Like, is Ben Davies dead? No, he's not. The nigga can walk, so I don't see what the issue is. But really impressive performance by Arsenal. If I've already made my peace with whatever ending we get this season, if Arsenal wins out, even if they don't win out from this point, I think they've shown that they are better than they were last year.
Yeah.
We can't be accused of bottling it because that's Liverpool's thing this season. So yay. Congratulations, Liverpool. You get the bottle trophy to go with your Conco Below trophy. We, on the other hand, we are looking towards the future. I am excited to be an Arsenal fan. I don't really care about the outcome this season, but if we win, I will be fucking insufferable.
Yeah.
Fucking insufferable. Matter of fact, y'all gonna need to kick me off the pod for real, because I don't think I'll be able to get a sentence out without cursing. Like, it's gonna be so fucking glorious.
I'll be very real. There might not be an Arsenal pod for until the start of next season because, I might even get my account suspended because, God,
the joy.
Yeah,
man can dream. Dreaming is free, bro. Dreaming is free.
But
my favorite thing about go ahead.
The one thing I don't think I mentioned on the Arsenal pod was Arteta is like the 5th fastest manager to get 100 wins, basically. You know, there's the names in that list is obviously Arsene Wenger, Sir Alex Ferguson, Jurgen Klopp. Like, those are the names that Arteta is among. I don't think you can have any real complaints about what Arteta has done unless you're just a weirdo, because he has faults, obviously, and he's made some mistakes. But when you're doing stuff, and again, I think the only other managers to get 2 80-plus seasons back to 80-plus point seasons back to back in their first 2 seasons, again, was Arsene Wenger, I believe, and I think it was just Arsene Wenger. Maybe Pep. No, I don't think Pep got 80 points in his. I think he ended up with like 60 something, and he finished 3rd that season. I remember he finished 3rd that season in his first season anyway. Maybe he got like 70 something. I don't know. But yeah, to my recollection anyway, I think it's just after one game anyway. If there is somebody else, I couldn't give a fuck about them honestly.
Nope.
But yeah, genuinely, like, there's no reason why you can actually make it a bone of contention because Arteta experimenting with a £65 million signing at the beginning of the season because he wasn't 100% sure on how the team would develop with him. You can't be annoyed at the fact that we lost 3 games in December or something like that, and then all of a sudden we turned it around and won 9 in a row, scoring like 50 goals in that process. You know what I mean? Oh, you can't keep that. December. You can't do that because every team has bad patches in the season. That's just the bottom line. So yeah, Arteta to me cannot really be. You can't really talk shit about him as an Arsenal fan. You can't really say I'm annoyed. You can't. What he's given us these last 2 years is what you've been craving for, and now you have it. You don't know how to act. It's that simple.
This is human
my
nature.
biggest thing is the funniest thing that I saw in this game was Tottenham fans talking shit to Bukayo Saka right before the goal, and then he's sending that assist and Saka put his ears out. That was fire.
Yeah,
so
they did it on the other side to Declan Rice as well. Same thing happened. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Maybe you motherfuckers should support a team that can defend set pieces before you talk shit to corner kick takers. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Big Ange don't coach set pieces.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellas, y'all got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. The Champions League this week.
Oh yeah.
Semifinals. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I know our teams aren't in it, but this is a big deal.
Well. Yeah, there's a pod coming for that as well, guys. I can assure you of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Maybe I'll be there.
Me neither. Maybe. We'll see. But for myself, Tosin, I'm out. Fellas, we're out. Everyone take it easy. Peace.
Take your shirt off.